Hi there everyone, and a very warm welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm very excited to announce the launch of a brand new AOS frame, the AOS 6. This is a 6-inch freestyle frame with a squished X layout that is based on the AOS 5 platform with modified arms, slightly thicker, slightly stronger, to deal with larger props and larger, more powerful motors. As well as talking you through the features of this new frame, I'm also going to be taking you through a bit of an AOS projects update, talking about some of the upgrades that I've brought to the AOS 5, the AOS 3.5 and the AOS 5R, building on some of the technologies that have gone into the AOS 6. It's a lot to cover in one video, so let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right into it. If at any point during this video you'd like to learn more about the AOS 6 or the upgrades I'm bringing to the AOS 3.5, 5 and 5R, then please check out the links down in the video description to my website aosrc.com, where you can find heaps more information. If you'd like to try one of these frames, I'll also put links in the description to where you can buy one today. And if you do decide to buy one of these frames, let me take the opportunity to thank you for helping support all the work that I'm doing in FPV. I really do appreciate it. Before we dive into looking at the key features of the AOS 6 on the bench, I wanted to take a moment to give you some background on the frame and explain why it exists. And it goes back to the AOS 5.5, which I designed at a time when GoPro Hero action cameras were getting a lot heavier. You may remember that GoPro discontinued the Session, which weighed 75 grams, and for a while all you could buy was the heavier Hero Black, which could weigh 130, 140, even 150 grams, depending on the version. And those cameras were just too heavy for a typical 5-inch freestyle quad to carry comfortably. So I designed the AOS 5.5, which used larger 5.5-inch props, and that frame was able to recapture some of the dynamism and flight time and efficiency that we used to get flying 5-inch with a Hero Session, even whilst carrying a heavier 150-gram Hero Black action camera. And pilots loved the 5.5. I got so much positive feedback about it, and some critical feedback, which I'll come on to in a second. But it wasn't just that pilots were using it for carrying heavier action cameras. They also started using the frame with some really big batteries for flying longer range. And so I wanted to bring the AOS 5.5 concept up to date, and that's what the AOS 6 is. It's just the updated version of that concept. It includes all of the new technologies that are in the AOS V5 series, like the new camera cage that supports O4 Pro and all the new vibration isolation features. It now supports props up to 6-inch diameter, and the reason I've done that is because there is a lot more selection of props at 6-inch diameter than there is at 5.5. So this way you can choose either a 5.5 or a 6-inch prop to run and have the maximum choice. The arms are capable for 2207 motors, or you could also go up to a larger 2408 size motor to drive a larger, steeper pitch 6-inch prop if you want to go faster, something like that. And the frame is still the perfect platform for carrying a heavier action camera like 150 or 160 gram GoPro Hero Black. And it's also got a lot of space on the top plate for mounting a big battery, and there's even battery mounting underneath as well, so you can run 2 batteries for flying really long range if that's what you want to do. So now that I've taken you through the background, let's head over to the bench and take a look at the key features of this new frame. All right, so let me take you through the key features of this new AOS 6 frame on the bench. Starting with the layout, we have the same body as the AOS V5, but with a new arm geometry that supports up to 6-inch props. The geometry of the arms is a squished X motor layout, so the motors are aligned front to back and also left to right. This minimizes the cross-coupling between the yaw axis and roll and pitch, and it gives you the maximum possible control authority on all 3 axes for dynamic freestyle flying, and also for keeping the quad super stable when you're trying to cruise long range. The arms have been lengthened and strengthened compared to the AOS 5 to deal with the larger props and the bigger, heavier motors that you might want to run to spin a 6-inch prop compared to a 5-inch prop. We're now using 7mm carbon fiber for the arms rather than the 6mm that we used on the AOS 5 to ensure that the vibration and resonance performance of this new AOS 6 is just as good as the AOS 5. We didn't want to make the mistake that other manufacturers have made, where they just make the arms longer, they use the same thickness carbon fiber, and the vibration performance of the 6-inch frame is much worse than the 5-inch frame. This AOS 6 has just as good a vibration performance as the AOS 5. Moving on to the body, the AOS 6 shares the same 70-75 aluminium camera cage as the AOS V5, and this is one of the most versatile camera mounting solutions in FPV. It supports the DJI O4 Pro, soft mounted with ND filters, DJI O3, soft mounted with ND filters, any 19 or 20mm analog or digital camera, and there are 3D printed mounts for 14mm analog or digital cameras as well. So just about any camera you could think of using, from DJI, Walk Snail, HD0, any analog camera is going to fit in this camera cage. Moving backwards, we have XT60 mounts, panel mounts on the top plate. There's one here and there's one here. I'm actually moving this XT60 panel mount slightly further forward in the final version to give even more space for mounting really big batteries on this top plate. We have a 28x28 M3 GoPro mounting, exactly the same as the AOS V5, with a press nut in the top plate so you can secure that GoPro mount down really securely. In terms of battery strap mountings, we have captive battery strap slots for toilet tank and regular battery mounting, and we have twin battery strap slots towards the rear of the frame. And I think for the AOS 6 this makes perfect sense, because we're probably going to be mounting the battery further back to get it nicely centered in the on the center of thrust from the props. Let's flip the frame over now and talk about the electronics mounting. And the mountings in this frame are really versatile. In the front, you have a 30x30, 25x25 and 20x20 stack mounting position. This is perfect for VTX if you've got a very short camera cable, or if you want to mount a 3D print to hold a capacitor, a buzzer, a receiver, all of that stuff. That will all fit in the front of this frame. Moving to the middle, you've got a 30x30 and 20x20 M3 stack mounting. And these are all press nut reinforced, so you can get a really secure mounting for your flight control stack that's going to have the minimum possible amount of vibration. And then as you move to the rear of the frame, you've got another 30x30, 25x25 and 20x20 M2 mounting for an air unit. So you can fit either a digital air unit or an analog VTX, and you can fit really big VTXs in this frame, like the DJI V1 air unit will fit, and the HD0 Freestyle V1 will also fit, which are the kind of really big VTXs which don't tend to fit in most 5-inch frames. Overall, if you've got any electronics that is going to fit in any 5-inch frame, it's probably going to fit in this one just fine. There is loads of space and loads of flexibility in how you mount everything. The flight control stack has cutouts for AOS X-Cell to further reduce the vibration of this frame and give you better flight performance. So I would always suggest, if you can, you do mount the flight control stack in the center position, which is I think where everyone would intuitively want to mount it anyway. If I now take off the X plate from the bottom of the frame, you can see the other major upgrade that we're bringing to the AOS 6, which is this new interlocking arm geometry. Compared to the AOS 5, which has overlapping arms with a screw going down through both arms, we've now got arms that butt up against each other with a screw holding them together, reinforced by this central spine part to prevent them being able to move apart. And this geometry we first tried with the AOS 4 and it was really successful. So I'm really pleased we're able to bring it to the AOS 6. And this central spine also has a half height engrave in it to allow you to still put a battery strap under this bottom plate in case you want to do a bottom mount battery, perhaps in addition to another battery on the top for even longer range flying. This central spine part doesn't just hold the interlocking arms together and reinforce that whole structure, it also supports the flight controller plate here, and that does provide a small but noticeable improvement in the vibration performance of this whole geometry here. And you know, we're talking small gains, it's a few percentage points, but it is noticeable in black box logging that having this central spine reinforcing that flight controller plate does further help improve the stiffness of it. It makes the X-Cell even more effective and therefore gives you slightly better vibration performance. So now that we've talked about the AOS 6, I want to talk about the project update, which is to do with this interlocking arm structure. I've decided to bring this structure to some other frames in the AOS V5 lineup, because obviously it helps vibration performance. It also helps with manufacturability of the frames as well. So we're going to be bringing that interlocking arm structure with the spine to the AOS V5, the AOS 3.5 V5, and the AOS 5R as well. So all of those frames are going to be upgraded with this new interlocking arm structure, similar to what we had in the AOS 6 that I just showed you. And all of those upgrades will be backwards compatible with the existing V5 frames. So if you have an AOS V5, for example, you can buy 4 new arms and a spine part, and that will upgrade you to what we're calling the AOS V5.1. In terms of whether you need to upgrade, if the frame is flying fine for you, you absolutely do not need to upgrade. This is only going to be a small performance improvement in terms of vibration, and it's an improvement for manufacturability, which helps the people who are making the frames make them more consistently. So that's good for them. If you're flying a 3.5 or a 5R, exactly the same applies. This is a small upgrade, and if you really want it, then you can buy 4 new arms and the spine. But if you're happy with how the frame flies today, I would just wait, and if you break an arm or break a couple of arms, then it might be worth getting the upgraded arm set so that you get the extra vibration performance. But of course, that's completely up to you. And spares are going to be available for the V5 version and the V5.1 version. So if you prefer to stick with the way it currently is with interlocking arms, that's still going to be an option for you. So we're not taking anything away. This is just an improvement for the frames going forward. That will roll out with CNC Drones pretty immediately, and will roll out with iFlight as they move through their stock. And in a few months' time, there'll all be the V5.1 versions out there. I'm really looking forward to hearing your feedback on the new AOS 6 and on the interlocking arm upgrade for the AOS 3.5, 5 and 5R V5s. So please let me know your thoughts down in the comments, or drop me an email, chris@aosrc.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you enjoy these new frames. That's all I have for you for today. So until next time, I wish you all very, very happy flying.